Good morning everybody, Shift Your
morning.
Mindset here with my wife again because she liked the previous video. So I thought we are gonna combine forces again to make another good video for everybody.
Thank you all so much for all the comments. I really appreciate it, and I want to say to you all, I love you and I admire you for the steps you're taking and for the fact you are even listening to these kinds of videos, because it means you are trying to find peace and joy again.
And a lot of happiness.
Of course.
And that's what we're gonna talk about today's episode. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And we're gonna start with an outsider view on my beginning of the trip after I left the JWs. Because a little introduction for the guys who don't know it. I was busy leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was a ministerial servant at that time. I was busy leaving the Jehovah's Witness religion, and I wanted to go out, but I had doubts because I would lose my family, my father and my mother, who was still alive back then, my sister, her husband, and my two nephews. And especially my nephews was hard for me because they were only 5-6 years old. So I wanted to see them grow up, but I remembered when the first time one was born, I said, okay, when he's old enough, I'm gonna leave. Then the second one was born. So I postponed my leaving the religion. And that's normal. A lot of people are now PMO, physically in, mentally out. They're also struggling. Mentally they are out, but there are some things who draw them in the organization, still in the organization, and that can be family, that can be friends, that can be dependency on money, that you can't survive without family because you're living with family, you're working for a brother or whatever reason there is, you're busy going to the exit door, to the back door, but still things are keeping you out. And to be fair, it's scary. It's a scary process. And it's not an easy process, but
It's a heartbreaking process.
It's a heartbreaking process, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we're gonna provide you with some light. But first, I was busy going out of the back door. I was triggered by the Australian Royal Commission. I was triggered about the child sexual abuse cases the Jehovah's Witnesses were exposed to. So I was already having doubts, but during the beginning of COVID, I met my wife and things changed. In the better for me, because it was the last push I needed to finally break with this high controlled religion. But she didn't know that I was struggling with exiting the religion. And there was a few weeks of knowing her and my letter and my judicial committee with the brothers. So how was it for you to not know that I was, on paper, I was still a Jehovah's Witness, but I was getting out?
Well, but even before, I didn't know that you were in the religion. You didn't tell me about this in the beginning.
No.
Why didn't you tell me? It's my first question. What is your fear?
Yeah, that's fear. Because you can say, I'm working at a real estate company, I'm a window washer. That's not as bad as telling someone that you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses, because all my life, when from school, switching schools to co-workers at a company, it's not a popular thing to say I'm a Jehovah's Witness.
I understand.
They aren't that loved outside their own religion. So for me it was scary because I liked her a lot. And then the first thing you have to tell someone, hey, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. That's often a case that someone breaks off or runs out on you.
Well, that's the thing. I started to sense that there was something that was bothering you.
Bothering me, yes.
But he was very mysterious about it. So when you eventually told me what the problem was, you told me about this religion, and I was like, oh, but babe, that's not a problem. I mean, it doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, but I didn't know that I was also a problem, you know, because...
Why?
Because if you would stay with me, you would lose your family.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I didn't go into the religion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time that I thought, oh my God, then it's a problem, you know, because then you have to choose. And if you have to choose between people you love, then I think already there is something wrong in this, how do we call it? Religion? Is
religion, yeah.
Cult,
religion,
because
high control group.
The group gives everything for something that's meaning to be love, but this thing was the first thing that I thought, oh my God, but how can I show, or how can I be a good person that your parents will accept me, or at least that you don't have to break with your family? And he started then to try to explain that, yeah.
Yeah, she even offered me to become a Jehovah's Witness, so I could have my, so I could stay in contact with my parents.
Yes, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, but listen, I have to say one little thing. I've always been a rebel.
Little rebel.
In a way that I was thinking like, oh my God, I don't want to lose you. You don't want to lose me. I don't want you to lose your family, because I cannot imagine how that should be. So maybe I said, I can go into the organization, but I will not, it will only be on paper, you know, that's not very good. But I think that love is more important than all these rules that I know already not to do bad things to others, and, you know, but...
But we had a strange situation, because I felt guilty because of leaving. That's what an organization does. Huh? It's about control, guilt, fear, everything. But guilt, my father and my mother had guilt. My mother had wanted to raise me differently, or keep an eye on me the last years, or do better, more, what we all know from that. And so I felt guilty. My parents feel guilty in a way, because brothers and sisters are looking to them now in the congregation and oh, is your son not longer a Jehovah's Witness? Then they get the projection of other members that they have failed as a parent. So they experience guilt. They don't say it, but they experience guilt. I experience guilt.
I experience guilt? No, really, there's only guilt. Guilt.
There's only guilt, yeah.
There's guilt.
And it's going, it's far stretched. It's going to everybody who feels guilty.
And about what in the end? That's
about
what I want to understand. Why do we have to feel guilty because we love each other?
Because your parents, now they don't do it anymore, but in the beginning, they were also, she has lovely parents, the best parents I can wish for, but they always said in the beginning, Sven, I advise you to do this, but I don't want to take the position of your father or your mother, you know? So they not want to replace my father or mother. They're gonna say that. So there's also a little bit of guilt by them that they are here for me and advising me or comforting me or whatever, but just being there for you, for me. So everybody in line who gets touched by the teachings of those religious people are experience some kind of guilt. And that has to stop. And also that has to stop with the person who is leaving.
But can I ask one question?
Of course.
How is it possible that people, that, you know, isn't this enough proof that God, the creator of everything, we are having this conversation because there is a God, okay? If it's the name, nobody knows the name, nobody knows what it exactly is, but it's an intelligence, it's a creator, it's something that made this all happening. We have this body, everything is working for us. We have this possibility to be here. If you look at nature, how everything is perfectly working, you see it's creation, it's love. It's not destruction, like the devil is destruction. And I believe everything that has to be about destruction or the bad things we see around, it's only made by human, not by God, not by this intelligence that made this beautiful, you know?
No, everything what is going wrong in the world, pollution or whatever, that's man-made.
Yeah,
we did it.
It's man-made. And also this religions, it's for me so clear. So I began with this question, how is it possible that people don't see this? About, you know, what we were talking about, like we all feel guilty and we don't even know why. You know, that's for me already something that I think.
Yeah, but most of us are born and raised into it, and from childhood on you're getting conditioned, and you're
that's
getting
interesting that you then think it's normal.
That's your normal thing, because one of the things that helped me is control is about isolation. Isolation leads to name calling, because you're in the Jehovah's Witness organization, and if you go out of that organization, I'm gonna be in isolation. I have no social support system. I was lucky that I had my wife and her family to support me in my process, but it's good to have a support system, but you don't have it. In many cases, people don't have it or didn't have the time before they left to build it up. So they're gonna isolate you, and when you're leaving, they're gonna name calling you. You're being an apostate, you're being selfish, you're being this, you're being that, and that creates that you're feeling guilty for something you don't have to feel guilty about. But
you're guilty for wanting to be happy.
Yes. But
follow your own gut feeling.
Yeah, but because you are alone, and I felt also alone when I left,
I can imagine.
They have a certain power over you to get you back. Because if you're not, you're feeling guilty, you're feeling anxieties, you have still the same mindset in the beginning. So
are you also afraid for the people out? Are you also a little bit like that you don't trust people around because of everything that they told you about?
Yeah, that's definitely
people?
In the beginning. It's definitely one of the things you experience, because I'm being taught more than 35 years to don't trust anybody outside of the religion.
Exactly.
And now I'm
that's
outside.
Also smart, huh, that they do that.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing you can do.
Small.
And now I have to rely on those people, and people like you, worldly people, are no friends of you. They don't have the best interest for you. They don't know what love is.
Yeah, that's
they're gonna take advantage of you. They're gonna ruin you. They're gonna embezzle money from you. It was always negative. There's nothing positive outside of the religion.
Because they believe that that God is for separation, not for commitment and verbinding, you know.
Connection.
Yeah, God doesn't want people to love each other.
Yeah, in the Bible it says God is love and we have to love each other, forgive each other, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
that's in the Bible, but it's
for me
not
difficult to understand.
It's not in the organization, so that's a bit of a problem. So you're getting, yeah, it's about being dropped as a little child in an unknown environment.
Yes.
So you drop someone in the woods.
That's
and then find your way out. That's what they do.
Oh, yes.
And the only route back to something you know, that path, is going to be the organization. But
and
the rest,
people you love.
And the people you love.
It was heartbreaking. Yes. Maybe you can tell when I'm sorry, but this for me is so difficult to understand because you know, I don't know these things. I cannot even imagine. That's why I admire you guys and I admire him so much. That's
why we have you here.
No, because when they called you that your mom died,
yes,
I remember we were in bed. It was early in the morning and
5:30.
Yes, and I heard. I think it was your sister, right?
It was my sister. Yes, Mom died. I said, okay, I'm gonna book a flight ticket because we were just living 1 month in South Africa. And she said, don't bother, you're not welcome at the funeral. That was her last wish.
But I mean, the way, it was very, there was no feeling in the conversation. I mean, he was crying, of course, but
no emotion.
No emotion. No. She was like, Mom died and you are not welcome at the funeral. And I was really shocked, and I said, that's why I think sometimes I'm even more angry, and then I think, how is it possible that you know, so I said, but if you want to go, you go. Even if they say you cannot go, they cannot take away from you the right to see your mother. Even if you want to speak to her once.
I couldn't speak to her, but...
No, but you wrote a letter and I really hope they give it to her. I don't know, but even his mother, you know, all these people, I just want to wake them up. Like, what are you all doing to each other, you know? It's impossible that God wants this.
No.
So, yeah, for me, as an outsider, it was really...
It's a heartbreaking experience.
And you guys are
it's
so
also
strong,
traumatic for her. Huh? It's not only traumatic for me. I have my peace now with it, but she's fighting more for injustice on that topic than I am, because I know where I come from and I know you can't reason with them because they are calling you names, and the best thing they can do is label you as crazy, because then they don't have to reply to the facts that you are giving them. Because you can give them facts, you can give them 100% true facts, but they label you as crazy, they're gossiping about you, and so there's nothing to do with love anymore. Because the whole organization is so-called built on love, but when you go through the process and you see what it does with her, it has nothing to do with love. It's only about control and keeping the people who you are controlling, to keep them in line, even if they have to abandon their own child.
Yes.
And that's the big story. But we promised them some light.
Yeah, I know.
At the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
But it's a process you have to go through. And lucky for me, I had her, I had her family, her brother was a big help for me also. Her parents were near, so it was all it was a good thing. So light at the end of the tunnel, the first step is build some supportive people around you. People who are not judging you, people who are sitting with you, because she can take away my pain. She can do nothing for me in the sense of fixing a problem. But for us, it's not about fixing a problem. For us, it's that someone is willing to listen to us. Yeah. Because you can't have a conversation with a Jehovah's Witness about what you're feeling when you are disfellowshipped, when you are shunned by your family, what that causes you, what that brings you, what that depression or whatever. They don't want to know it, they don't care, but you going through a phase of roller coasting emotions, and that's energy emotion. Yeah, emotion.
Because this situation, if you have to go through something like this, there is one thing that is very, very obvious and clear, is that you are so strong. That's what I want to tell. Like, people can tell me I'm strong, okay? And I'm strong and I'm doing my things, yes. But if I had to go through something like this and the things I read about what's happening and how you feel, then you have to remember that you are so strong if you can go through this, and that there it starts, your life starts again. And if you can go through this, what can you do even more? You can do so much more. That's what I always also told him, like, you are so strong that you had the courage to choose for yourself, even if you didn't know anything about something else outside, even if you had to lose your family or lose everything you had and you know. But there's something inside, also you, if you're listening, there was something inside you that was telling you that it didn't klopte.
Was right.
That it was not right. And that is the strength that you have. And you know you are not alone because you have yourself, but you lost yourself in this whole thing. But you can refine yourself.
But how do you build? Because she was telling me, oh, you're strong, you're this, but it didn't land it inside of my head, because I wasn't feeling that about myself.
No, you felt guilty.
Because we have a low self-esteem, or the picture we have from ourselves. You are much stronger because you know what you're worth. And you don't take crap from anybody.
Because I didn't grow up in a place.
No, but we start with a low self-esteem. So people can say, oh, you're doing so good, or you're doing so fine, you're courageous. But sometimes that even...
I understand.
We don't believe that in the beginning.
I understand. But that's why understanding, I think, is very important. And what I mean by that is that you... onderzoeken.
Research.
That you, not research, but that you start to be open, to really be open to more. And I know it's a difficult question, but with understanding, you will start to understand that you will start to understand many things.
Yeah, for me it was, what I understand is, and we are talking every day, all day, about things to grow and to build ourselves, but also each other up automatically. And for me it was letting go of everything almost I learned in life.
Yes, exactly. Just so an open mind.
So I question everything now in my life, and that's what helped me a lot. From why am I doing something? Oh, I'm still pleasing people. Why? Yeah, I'm learned to please people, and it's not only in the JW religion. People pleasers, you have it everywhere. You can please your family, or you can whatever. But that's why I start with and I did it in the previous videos, always asking myself why. The thrills of why. Why am I doing this? Oh, because I'm used to. Because I'm used to giving away my power. I'm used to whatever it is. So it's about questioning everything you learned in life. And why are you doing this? What am I doing? And what is my feeling about what I'm doing? If I'm doing now something and it was a hard one for me, but if I don't want to have something visit me here at the house, I said, no, I'm not interested. No, sorry, another time maybe. But it's better because as a Jehovah's Witnesses, we have no boundaries. To build up your boundaries, what's acceptable for you, what you like, what you think of, it's pleasant. But that was a hard learning school, because I was not opening up my feelings, also not to you, in the beginning. So it's like we did something great. Because I left the religion, and you have to have.
But it feels like you didn't do something great.
No, you're in a kind of way you're proud of yourself because you made a decision and it was worth it. And it took big balls to leave the religion and leave everybody behind. But sometimes we stop at that point, and I stopped also at that point. Oh, I achieved something great, and I was going steady after that. That I didn't know what to do with my life.
Because
in the beginning I said, oh, I wasted so much time of my life in the organization. Yeah, now I'm old. What I'm gonna do with my life? Half of my life is already over, and because we are, maybe I was still living in the future, you know.
In the past.
No, in the future, that I thought because I always believed in a paradise.
Oh.
So my life now is not meaningful. There's no meaning in living now.
The only meaning is now, because there is only now.
Yeah.
No, this is what I meant also by understanding. I don't want to go too deep, but I'm sure that people will feel something when I say this. We live in our heads, and especially when you grow up in a place like that, because it's only about the head and logical stuff and reading and not feeling. But if you really think about it, the future and the past, you can only go there, you can travel there by your imagination, by your thoughts. The only real thing that we have is now. And tomorrow it will be again now. So that's so funny that they also make you believe that now is an offer, of niet?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice for after.
Yes, that was the.
It's so wow. Sometimes I think they are so smart how they are making this whole game.
Yeah, they're not dumb.
They use fear and they use. But you know also another thing. Light, really, light is always stronger than darkness. That's a fact. It is, and it's because light, love, it's the biggest power that is
true.
Can create. You know,
if I have my lights on in the room and darkness doesn't enter the room.
No.
But in a dark room, when you open the door with light, then the darkness disappears. So light is stronger than darkness. And that's one thing you have to learn and to switch and to shift your mindset, is that you are replacing all your negative thoughts, doubts about yourself, doubts, did I make the right decision to leave the religion, doubts, anxieties, fear. All those things are darkness, are dark emotions. But we have to experience sadness to know what joy is. So
that's the duality that we have on this planet.
That's the duality we have on this planet, but we have to change, to shift our thoughts to positive thoughts.
Yes,
and then you will see that slowly your life is becoming far more interesting than you ever thought it would be.
Yes. And you only need a little bit, because I read also a comment from someone, what did she say? Like, I don't believe in anything anymore. And I understand, I understand that you have this feeling. But I'm a very down-to-earth person, right? And until my 30th birthday, I didn't believe in anything. I was really down to earth and this is life and there is nothing more. And after that I had different experiences in life because I'm a very curious person. I always want to know more. If someone tells me something, I'm not like, oh really? Yes, okay, that's the truth. No, I always want to onderzoeken. Hoe zeg je dat?
Investigate.
To investigate, like how is this? How is it? And so what I want to say is you only need a little bit of openness that there might be more than you think in a positive way. That there is, will not call it God, or we don't have to give it a name, but there is something that is helping us. And we are here not just thrown here for see what you do and to survive. No. I really believe we are here for a reason, and you will discover it through all the experiences you have. So also you guys, the things that you, and it's really dark and really, but that's why you are so strong. And you will see what will come out of this. What you will do now in the light, on the light path. Before the light, many times we have to first go through a dark path. And then you will, with all your experiences, everything you learned from that, you will do, so you will have really an fulfilling leven.
Fulfilling life.
You will do things that really fulfill you, not that you are trying to live because in the future you will have a not living now here and do what you can do with who you are. You know, I hope I make myself understandable, but...
And maybe we can round it up, wrap it up with some tips. My tip for the end of the tunnel is being spontaneous. That was one of my biggest things I lack, being spontaneous, because we are...
Logical after all this.
Just logical, really.
No, I mean, it's logical that you're not spontaneous.
No, but we were always thinking. So when you're always thinking, you're not spontaneous. So if you want to do something, do something.
Yes.
I was spontaneous yesterday to ask her. She didn't prepare anything. Today we didn't prepare anything. I said, okay, what are we going to talk about? I want an outside view of. And she said, okay, the road from disfellowshipping to building up your interesting, joyful life, because that's why we're here, she said. And I said, okay, let's do it. So it's a spontaneous action. Now we're gonna take a walk or whatever, but do something, try to do something every day, a spontaneous action you're taking. Go to the coffee shop, buy a cappuccino, go for a walk. Maybe you meet somebody, you have an interesting conversation. Maybe someone is becoming your friend, you have another one in your support system, but just do things based on your feeling and not on your head. Oh, I should do the dishes, or first I have to do the dishes can wait. Just go out there, explore the world, because it's not as bad as we thought it was. You're thinking of something?
No, I was listening.
Oh, you was listening.
Sometimes I want to say so many things, but no, it's good. We have to keep it...
And no matter what age you are, it's never too late. If you haven't have a driving license and you're 65, just go out there. If you want to drive a car or whatever, go and fix your license. It's never too late. Because what she was saying is we only have now. And that's the most important thing. That we're doing things at this moment what we like and what we feel passionate about, or what gets that fire starting inside of you. Just to live.
To live. Don't worry about what's after this.
We also don't know.
We don't know.
My father is 75 now and he's still waiting for paradise. He doesn't know when it's gonna happen. He was 25 when he joined. In 75, I believe, that time. He was 25. The end was coming. We're 50 years later now and he doesn't know if he's gonna see my mom in paradise. And if he sees my mom in paradise, he don't know if they are gonna be together. Because maybe my mom, it's also a belief, I think, can choose in paradise if you want to stay together or not. So maybe my mom is gonna end up with another guy or another man. So nothing is certain, but they want to control you as long as they can to keep you in. So you have something, the carrot and the stick method, that you have something to look out for.
And especially to be afraid.
And to be afraid.
To be really afraid of what's after, so you don't live now.
Yes.
But you are here to live.
You're here to live, you're here to enjoy. If I can't enjoy my day, Jehovah, God, Spirit, Universe, whatever you want to call it, has given me black and white vision and not colors. So whatever created us wants to enjoy life. If he doesn't want to enjoy people here on earth, he would have made 2 animals instead of hundreds of thousands of animals. We can enjoy it. So everything about my body, her body, everything is about to enjoy, about love, about being happy. So people, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Be happy, be authentic, try to be authentic in every situation. Step by step, we're getting there. And just go out, enjoy and live your life.
Yes.
And
they maybe can listen to the video that I made about the heart. You can put it in the description.
She made a video about the heart.
No, it's a short, just listen to it. Just listen and feel what it's doing with you. That's what I want to say.
That's a good one to end with. Guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Like this video, share it with someone who's maybe on their way out but still in the organization. Maybe we can help them with a little bit of a push to get them to the life they want. And that's the life after you left the religion is the best life ever. Thank you for watching. See you next time.